Yo everybody, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day today so far. Guys, I have some wonderful news. The community roundtable was just posted earlier today. It's public knowledge. You guys can go watch it and see it for yourself. Now I want to go over the questions that really spoke out to me in regards to what we could possibly be seeing in the next update, and ones that were really cool ideas that might not be in the next update but could be in the very near future. So guys, hopefully you're pumped up. Let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so the first one that I want to talk about is the very first question asked in the community roundtable, and that is all about replays. And I have a very strong feeling that this is going to be implemented into the next update, if not the very next one. But guys, the way they were talking about the replays sounds really cool. It's not just after you get done with a match, you can see it for yourself on your device. You can actually download it and save it to your phone and share it with your friends. I think that is a very cool concept, because say you're playing with, or you have some friends that are just starting off in the game. Everyone that's playing now has some experience on them. And if you say play a really good game, you play some really good skills, some tactics in that game that you want to share with your friends that maybe are just starting off, that is a really good tool to use. You can save it to your phone, forward it to them through a message or something like that, and show them how to play as a certain brawler or on a certain game mode. I really like that about the replays that they were talking about in the community roundtable. So the next one that I want to talk about that seemed really cool, that I've been seeing a lot of over on Reddit and in my comments down below, is a band chest and donating power points, kind of along the same lines as Clash Royale. I think it sounds like a really cool concept. However, I feel like the Brawl Stars dev team wants to make Brawl Stars almost its own entity. As you can see in the game, there's no copying of brawlers. There's not like a barbarian you can play in Brawl Stars. It's kind of their own thing, which I really do like. Ryan was saying this was a really cool concept. They might implement this in the future, and I feel like it's a good idea to implement something like this, maybe as their own entity, like I was saying before, just because I feel like the band interaction right now isn't that crazy. All you can really do is talk to your bandmates and request them into a game. Other than that, it's not that much. We don't have band mail, we don't have band chests, we don't have donating of anything within the band, where Clash Royale really excels with that, because you can communicate, you can donate to your friends, you can work together to get a band chest. I feel like it's a really good element in Clash Royale, but I'm assuming they're going to add something like that in Brawl Stars in the future. Another concept that I really enjoyed thinking about, though it's probably not going to be implemented for a very long time, is band wars. Much like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, they have their own war element. I feel like that'd be really awesome in Brawl Stars. This game is very esports related, and I feel like that would fit so well. It's almost like a mini tournament if you were able to challenge another band. I think that is a really cool concept, though they were talking about how Clash of Clans and Clash Royale both had a really long time after they've been launched globally to implement something like this, and Brawl Stars isn't even released globally yet, so I think we're going to have to wait for this one for quite a long time. And I think the Brawl Stars community as a collective should try to think of some really cool concepts in regards to band wars. I think if we have some cool ideas that we can bounce off the Brawl Stars dev team, we can have maybe an idea generating with them, and maybe in the future we'll be seeing something along these lines. Now the next one I feel like is very important. I think it's easy enough to implement that we could be seeing it in a future update very soon, and that is band mail. Now Trickshot was very adamant about this one in the community roundtable. He wants to see this implemented very soon, and I couldn't agree more. I feel like, again, the band interaction is somewhat low, where all you can do is really talk to each other in the chat. And since we have 100 people in one band, and if you have an active band, your requests can be lost in translation very easily. Trickshot brought up a really great example with this, and it's definitely happened to me before, where you're trying to advertise, say, to your band to join a friendly battle in Showdown. So you're trying to get 10 people in one game mode, and if your band is active enough, your request just gets lost in translation. It just goes out of the log. So say you're a certain rank in a band, say a co-leader or a leader, maybe you'll have the power to be able to add everyone in the band saying, join this game room, it's for something important. Or maybe you're trying to go for a trophy pushing weekend where everyone wants to trophy push at once. Maybe you want to add everyone in the band so that everyone is on the same page. Again, I feel like this one is definitely easy enough to implement, and I would love to see this in a future update coming soon. So turning the page to my favorite concept of the community roundtable, and that is a little bit of a tweak to the league rewards. Right now I feel like the league rewards is geared towards the beginner players. It's very brawler heavy in the beginning. You get new things here and there. You get a brawl box, you get power points, you get tickets, but then once you get to the later ends of the league rewards, it becomes a little bit less for the higher up players. It's not that rewarding to push that high up in trophies. I feel like they should gear the league rewards to be brawler heavy in the beginning, but then have the tier of rewards to be a little bit more incentivizing once you get higher up in the trophy range. They brought up some really cool concepts in the community roundtable that I feel like would definitely be incentivizing for brawlers to push that high up in trophies, and that comes down to custom rewards, such as custom skins where you need to push to a certain trophy amount in order to obtain that skin, or a custom background on your Brawl Stars screen. I feel like that'd be really awesome. Maybe you have to get to 8,000 trophies to get this customized screen on your homepage. So yeah, I feel like they should gear maybe the league rewards a little bit more heavily once you get a little bit later in trophies to incentivize those players to keep pushing and keep playing the game. Now the next thing that I want to talk about the community roundtable is that they mentioned teaming in Showdown. Now Ryan ended up saying that he had some tricks up his sleeve if teaming ever becomes a huge problem within the Brawl Stars community, which I feel like we were borderline at that point. There was teamers and there were people who were against teaming. It was a big clash against them, and I feel like they do have the resources to put an end to it, but Ryan had brought up that he said he likes the dynamic of teaming, where if you spin and you have that person teaming with you, you're always under that pressure that they're going to backstab you, and it brings in a whole nother element to Showdown. So with our big effort with hashtag stop the spin, I don't see them actually taking big action towards that right now, but if it ever becomes a big problem later on in the future, I could definitely see the Brawl Stars dev team cracking down on it because it would damage the future of their game. The next point is auto aim, and I feel like it's still kind of a frowned upon element in Brawl Stars, though it has come a long way. It was very overpowered when they first implemented it. I remember you could be Brock or Piper and just hit auto aim and be fine playing up against any of the brawlers. Now they tweaked it in a past update and it's much better now, and Ryan brought up a really great point that auto aim is important for the beginner players when they first enter the game. It's very intuitive, where all you have to do is hit a button and then you get to enjoy the game. However, once you progress in the game and you gain more trophies, you're forced to almost adapt away from the auto aim. For example, Ryan brought up a really great point in the discussion where if you're playing at a little bit higher of a trophy range, say as Piper, you're never going to use auto aim as your sole tactic because it's more desirable to rely on your own intuition and skill aiming by yourself. Once you get good at aiming by yourself, then auto aim just becomes something that isn't as good, and I feel like if you're used to auto aim and you get to a certain trophy level, then you're forced to start to adapt and become good at aiming. So it's something in the game that helps you early on. Say you're playing as Bull, I feel like when someone is really close, it's almost dang near impossible being able to aim your shot and flick them, so the auto aim does come in handy. However, once you get better at the game and progress, then it's a natural evolution to drop auto aim and start aiming on your own. The final point that I wanted to mention about the community roundtable that really spoke to me, that I really liked, is the special events. And no, I'm not talking about the ticketed special events. I'm talking about something along the same lines as in Clash Royale, where you have your rage mode and stuff like that. I feel like it'd be very fun for Brawl Stars if they had special events, maybe every single weekend, where maybe they introduce something in Gem Grab where you can flick it on almost like in Duo Showdown, where it only lasts a weekend, but you flick it on to maybe jump into 1v1 on Gem Grab. I feel like that'd be really cool. Or maybe a special event where everything is sped up, kind of like the rage mode in Clash Royale. I think it adds a little bit of hype and a little bit of change in the monotonous trophy pushing, where you can just jump into it. Maybe it's not ranked, you can just have fun with someone else and do something different in the game that you're usually not doing. Again, this borderline's kind of the same thing where you're taking things from Clash Royale and implementing it into Brawl Stars, where I feel like Brawl Stars dev team wants to keep this game their own entity. But again, I feel like it'd be a really cool concept. It's something different, it'd be something fresh, not along the same lines as just the special ticketed events. It's just something different that would change up the pace in the monotonous trophy pushing. So I'm on board with that one. I really like that one a lot. So those are all the really important points that I feel like they covered in the community roundtable. Now, I feel like they didn't really touch on a whole lot of update stuff. I feel like that's more for the Brawl Talk, though I feel like the two things that we could very well be seeing in this next update are the replays and maybe possibly ban mail. I'm not sure about that one. Now, another thing that I feel like they didn't mention in the community roundtable or glossed over is global release, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who ask questions for this community roundtable mention global release. Now, I'm sure they didn't mention it just because they don't have any updates for it. I'm sure if they did have updates for it, it'd be a focal point in this community roundtable. However, all the stuff they've kind of been mentioning in this community roundtable are more quality of life changes, getting this game ready for global. So I feel like this big update coming up very soon, once the Brawl Talk is released and then the update comes out, is very important. It's a big next step for the big global release coming around the corner, and I cannot wait for that, guys. I'm super pumped up for that. So guys, I just wanted to remind you here at the end of the video that the Brawl Talk should be coming out later next week, and that's going to encompass everything we need to know about this update coming around the corner. The community roundtable is basically sneak peeks and speculation as to what we could possibly be seeing in this update and future updates to come. So hopefully you guys were pumped up about that, and hopefully you're pumped up about this update coming around the corner. I know I sure am. Make sure you guys are tuning into future videos. I'll be covering everything you need to know about the Brawl Talk once it actually does drop, and then once that update comes around the corner, I'll also be covering that as well. So guys, let me know what you thought of the community roundtable. Do you think any of the stuff they talked about will be implemented into the next update? I'm really interested in what you guys have to think about that. Also, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like on it. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.